65 million years ago, on Cretaceous Earth, a Psittacosaurus is out hunting for food. The small dinosaur finds a fish and starts to feed, but stops as hundreds of alien ships enter Earth's atmosphere. Piloted by the mysterious creators, the alien ships launch dozens of strange seeds across the planet. As they detonate, they convert the landscape and the herds of panicking dinosaurs into a metallic substance, ending the age of dinosaurs. Millions of years later, while digging in the Arctic, a team of geologists uncover a mysterious pair of metallized dinosaur skeletons, a discovery that attracts the attention of Darcy Turrell. In May 2018, 5 years after the invasion of Chicago, tensions between humans and Cybertronians have risen dramatically. Although the Autobots are officially granted asylum on Earth, public opinion has turned against all Transformers. The government of the United States has terminated all human Autobot joint programs and instated Cemetery Wind, an elite CIA unit intended to flush out the handful of Decepticons left on Earth. What the president doesn't know is that Harold Attinger, the leader of the operation, is slaughtering all Transformers, regardless of faction. On one such mission, the team pinpoints Ratchet hiding within an abandoned boat. He immediately tries to flee, but is crippled and brought down by their weapons. The team leader, James Savoy, mockingly asks why Ratchet ran if he's not their enemy, and Ratchet replays a transmission he received from Optimus Prime, ordering all Autobots to hide from humans. However, Savoy dismisses his pleas as his sister was killed in Chicago. A Transformer bounty hunter, Lockdown, who has actually been helping Cemetery Wind hunt the Autobots, emerges from the nearby swamp and attacks Ratchet, further damaging him. Walking past his human allies, Lockdown demands to know Optimus Prime's whereabouts. When Ratchet refuses, Lockdown brutally kills him by ripping out his spark. In Texas, struggling inventor Cade Yeager and his friend, employee Lucas Flannery meet at an old theater, looking for salvage. He finds an old truck, and upon inspection it seems to be full of artillery shells. He buys the truck along with the other theater equipment and puts it in his garage. Tessa, Cade's daughter, observes this while video chatting with her boyfriend and criticizes her dad for buying the heap of junk. While attempting to salvage the truck's engine to sell, Cade realizes it's actually a badly damaged Transformer. After calling Lucas and Tessa, he connects jumper cables to its engine, only for it to begin replaying the distress call Ratchet had received earlier. Lucas and Tessa advocate calling the government, claiming that there is a huge reward for Transformers. Cade convinces them not to call the authorities until he can spend more time working on the truck, as he may be able to stumble on a technological breakthrough if he can figure out how the Transformers work. When Cade removes a live missile from the truck's power core, it transforms into a heavily injured Optimus Prime, who roars at them to stay back while he swings his weapon around the barn. Cade, Lucas, and Tessa ask why Optimus is so badly damaged, to which he replies that the Autobots are being hunted and he must help them. Cade offers to repair him, and sends Lucas to buy the parts that will enable him to fix Optimus. Cade and Optimus begin to bond as the repairs begin. In the Arctic, Attinger arrives via helicopter at Lockdown's ship and demands to know why Optimus Prime escaped him in Mexico. Lockdown derisively tells Attinger that Optimus Prime would not have escaped were it not for Cemetery Wind's interference, stressing that he does not care about Attinger or his goals and wishes only to capture Optimus Prime. Shortly after returning to Washington, D.C., Attinger receives a tip that Optimus Prime has been located in Texas and sends Savoy and Cemetery Wind to apprehend him. The agents swarm the barn, but there is no trace of Prime inside. When Savoy threatens Tessa to force Cade to tell him of Prime's whereabouts, the Autobot leader explodes out of the barn's basement in which he was hiding. He escapes after a brief skirmish that destroys the Jaeger residence, with both Cemetery Wind and Lockdown in pursuit. As Cade catches one of Cemetery Wind's mini-drones, a white rally car zooms over the adjacent fields and picks up the Jaegers and Lucas. The driver turns out to be Shane, a rally car racer who is also Tessa's boyfriend. A group of Cemetery Wind vehicles begins chasing them. Both the rally car and Optimus Prime are chased into an abandoned factory, where Optimus Prime fights off Lockdown. Shane puts his driving skills to good use and pulls a series of tight maneuvers that result in the Cemetery Wind cars crashing, destroys his car in the process. Optimus Prime, who has caught Lockdown in a crane cable, transforms and tells the humans to pile into him and escape. Lockdown throws a grenade at the humans as they run towards Optimus Prime. Though Shane and the Jaegers escape, Lucas is caught in the blast and killed. Arriving at an abandoned gas station, Optimus orders the humans out and drives off to ensure that they have not been followed. Cade confronts Tessa and Shane about their relationship, but Tessa gets angry at Cade for putting them all in danger. The next day, Optimus and the humans set off towards Monument Valley. Prime scans a passing truck, sheds his layer of rust and takes on a new form with his old paint scheme. They arrive in Monument Valley where they meet the other surviving Autobots in the form of Crosshairs, Hound, Drift, and their de facto leader Bumblebee. Crosshairs and Hound start threatening the humans for having their species betray them, but Optimus convinces them that they have risked their lives to save his. The humans notice that there are clear tensions between the Autobots. Cade reveals footage of the attack on Ratchet and Leadfoot's demise using the stolen aerial drone, and Prime declares that he will kill the one responsible for hunting down the Autobots. Inspection of the drone leads them to a company named KSI, located in a rebuilt Chicago. It is run by Joshua Joyce, who is working with Sue Yuming and Attinger to create artificial transformers to eventually be used in the military. Using the remains of Megatron, Sentinel Prime, the countless Decepticons from the Chicago battle and the hunted Autobots, they have synthesized the metal that the Transformers are made of, calling it Transformium. When given commands through a computer, Transformium can be changed into various shapes or objects. Although a drone called Stinger, designed after Bumblebee, is active, Joshua's major project is a bigger, stronger drone called Galvatron. However, his attempts have not been successful. The drone keeps resembling Megatron instead of the friendlier image of Optimus Prime. Bumblebee builds Cade and Shane faux ID badges which the duo use to infiltrate KSI. Cade goes further in and projects imagery of Ratchet's severed head being melted down, which sends Prime into a rage. However, Cade is caught when his ID badge is found to have been scanned twice, by him and its original owner. He is taken to the upper floors and confronted by Attinger, who claims that what he has witnessed is in the name of world peace. He also asks him about the whereabouts of Optimus Prime, but Cade maintains his silence. Furious over how the humans have mutilated their comrades, Optimus orders an attack on KSI. Bumblebee, carried by Drift in copter mode, rescues Cade. The others trash the lab, free the injured and enslaved brains, and confront Joshua, only for him to openly declare that what is being done to prevent more Transformer-caused damage and that the humans don't need the Autobots. Disheartened, Prime orders a retreat. As the Autobots exit the factory and leave, Attinger catches up with Joshua and claims that the Autobots are terrorists for attacking the facility. He coerces Joyce to use the two functional drones to take down the Autobots. Galvatron and Stinger activate and pursue their quarry across a highway, with Galvatron doing more damage than his KSI handlers intend. Bumblebee fires upon Galvatron but is surprised to see him simply disintegrate and reintegrate again. Galvatron attacks Prime. As they battle, Optimus declares that the artificial creation has no soul, to which it retorts, "That is why I have no fear." As Tessa scrambles for cover in a nearby vehicle, Prime is suddenly shot from the back and falls. Lockdown has arrived, along with his ship. Lockdown gloats to his prisoner, claiming that Optimus was built, not born. And now the creators want him returned in one piece. The bounty hunter orders a net dropped over Optimus and hoists both the Autobot leader and Tessa's hiding place into his ship. Cade desperately clings to the net, but his strength gives out and he falls to the fields below. As the spaceship departs, Cade and Shane vow to get Tessa back. Lockdown throws Prime in a cage and orders his lackeys to dispose of Tessa. Prime takes note of several other aliens in similar cages, including other Cybertronian warriors. He also discovers the original purpose of the mercenary ship. It was originally used by a group of legendary knights, presumably including Prime himself, but now acts as Lockdown's flying prison. Lockdown's ship hovers over Chicago, triggering panic in the streets, but Attinger manages to talk down the authorities and send Savoy to rendezvous with Lockdown. As payment for Prime's capture, Lockdown gives him a seed. Cade, Shane, and the other Autobots get aboard the ship as it flies low over a bridge. While being pursued by Lockdown's henchmen, the two humans find a strange night armory, from which Cade takes a sword that opens up to form a gun. While Shane and Cade rescue Tessa, Crosshairs deploys the ship's mooring cables, which fire into the Willis Tower and preventing the ship from breaking atmosphere. The humans begin to clamber down the cables to safety, but they are pursued by a pack of Steeljaws. Bumblebee manages to save the trio. The other Autobots locate Optimus, who reveals that the section of the ship they are on can separate from the main body. Crosshairs uses a gunship to pick up Bumblebee and the humans, then leads them on a dogfight through Chicago's streets, destroying some of Lockdown's mercenaries. Back at KSI, it is decided that all equipment is to be moved to the Beijing facility to continue operations. Joshua is also none too pleased about the previous field test of Galvatron. Not only was it a loss on several fronts, but the drone also spoke, which was something it was not programmed to do. The Autobots land their new ship at an abandoned train yard. Optimus claims that he sensed Megatron's presence during his fight with Galvatron. Brains explains Galvatron's true nature, while he decoded dead Transformer brains. He learned that Megatron's mind had survived and planned to transfer itself to Galvatron's body, explaining Galvatron's sinister appearance. The tiny bot further mentions how Galvatron used his knowledge to build Stinger and the other drones, with plans to make them into his personal army. As Tessa tells the group about the seed she saw, Optimus and Hound explain that the creators used seeds to convert organic material into metal, then harvested the resulting transformium for their own purposes. Cade makes a call to Joyce and relays the newfound data about Galvatron. Knowing that Joyce is also an inventor with a heart, he pleads with Joyce to shut down Galvatron before things escalate. Although Joyce puts up an unconvinced facade, he demands increased security around Galvatron after hanging up. As police cars surround the train yard, the Autobots board their shuttle again and take to the air. Optimus says that though the Autobots will travel to Hong Kong and get the seed back, they will leave Earth afterwards. They are done protecting humanity. Cade disagrees, but Prime is non-responsive. They later debate the matter, with Cade attempting to reignite Prime's faith in humanity. In deep space, Lockdown finally discovers the absence of the smaller ship. He grumbles about Optimus Prime taking his trophy case and how the Prime will feel his wrath while he reverses course. Joyce meets with Attinger and Savoy and receives the seed. Joyce intends to detonate it in a region of the Gobi Desert, which will generate enough transformium to last a century. Attinger is eager to expedite production but grows incensed when Joshua disagrees and says that they should go slower, quite obviously moved by Cade's call. Meanwhile, Galvatron activates himself and starts to infect the legion of over 50 other KSI Transformers. When the alarm rings regarding Galvatron's escape, Joyce has Attinger and Savoy evacuated from the building and gets in a car with Sue, an associate named Darcy, and the Seed. They decide to try to hide the Seed in Hong Kong. Being hunted by Attinger and Savoy, Joyce seeks refuge on a rooftop when the Autobot-piloted ship arrives and attempts to pick him and the Seed up. However, Galvatron and his drone army arrive and shoot down the airborne vessel, causing Bumblebee, Hound, and the Jaegers to spill out while the others, Prime, Crosshairs, Drift, and the captured Knights, to careen away into the Wulong Valley. Savoy finds the Jaegers and Joyce on the rooftop and open fires on them, but Cade leads him away from the others. The two jump across rooftops, eventually crashing into a house and getting into a fistfight which ends with Savoy falling from a window to his death. Hound and Bumblebee attempt to escort the humans and the Seed out of the city, but are cut short when Joshua points out that the KSI-built Transformers were specifically built to destroy any Autobots or Decepticons left on Earth. This prompts Prime to enter the crashed ship and activate the armory as well as release the other captives within the ship. As Hound and Bumblebee hold the line and protect the humans, Optimus tries to convince the legendary warriors to fight alongside them. Their apparent leader violently declines at first, fighting the Prime in both his massive robot mode and his Tyrannosaurus mode. Optimus quickly defeats him, saying that he and the other warriors will protect his family or die. Then mounts the metal dinosaur. The Autobots mount their Dinobots and charge over the mountains into Hong Kong. Meanwhile, as Hound and Bumblebee are starting to be overwhelmed by Galvatron's drone forces, Optimus and his fellow Autobots storm into the city, slamming, crushing, stomping, and chomping all nearby enemies. Galvatron retreats as the Autobots and Dinobots decimate his forces. With this battle over, Optimus confronts Joshua for his actions and gives the order to defend the humans and escort them and the Seed away from the city. On the way, a homing beacon within the Seed activates, allowing Lockdown to track the Autobots down. He activates a massive magnet, wreaking havoc on Hong Kong. Everything metal from kitchenware to massive ships are picked up by the magnet, including the Autobots and Dinobots. After narrowly avoiding the magnet, the Jaegers are momentarily separated from the Autobots. Optimus shoots at the magnet, destroying it and releasing the Transformers from its influence. The ship retreats to a nearby factory, with Optimus hot on its trail. Cade tells his daughter to stay with Shane and the Autobots, as he wishes to fight alongside Optimus against Lockdown. As Optimus Prime and Lockdown battle one-on-one, Attinger corners Jaeger with a pistol, accusing him of choosing aliens over his own race, but he is quickly shot and killed by Optimus. Because of Optimus's choice to save Cade before defending himself, Lockdown gains the upper hand, impaling Optimus through the chest with his own sword and pinning him to a concrete pillar. Meanwhile, Tessa convinces Bumblebee to turn around and the three join in fighting Lockdown, allowing Shane to use a tow truck to unpin Prime. Just as Lockdown is about to kill Cade, Optimus jumps up and slices the bounty hunter in half, activating one of Lockdown's grenades. Prime tells the humans to hold on and uses rocket boosters to escape while the grenade destroys the last of the KSI drones. Galvatron has survived and retreated to the outskirts of the city. Watching Prime blast off, he tells Optimus to beware, for he is reborn. The Autobots, Dinobots, and their human allies all regroup on the waterfront. Cade and Tessa happily reconcile and Cade finally accepts Shane. Joshua nobly says he will help them with their destroyed home. Prime declares the Dinobots are now free as they depart for parts unknown. with the bounty on his head placing the entire Earth in danger. Prime blasts off into space with the seed to confront the creators and discover the mystery behind his own origins, but not before ordering the Autobots to protect the Yeager family. As he leaves Earth's atmosphere, Optimus Prime sends a message to his creators to leave planet Earth alone, because he's coming for them.